I think at this point we'd be very pleased to take questions for the last two sessions, Professor Bolts and myself, and I'll stop sharing here.
Thanks, David. Couple of questions that have come up. One is around smart motorways. Is there a plan of how you would electrify what lane?
Well, that's a good question. I think it's very interesting. There's a number of different answers to that. We think that the truck lane is the right lane, the left-hand lane. That's the right thing to do. We think that actually that there is quite a lot of opportunity for smart motorway infrastructure and 5G infrastructure to be carried by the eHighway infrastructure. And so there's an opportunity to reduce costs a lot. There's an opportunity to reduce costs a lot by combining these things. And actually also because of the substations needed to electrify motorway services, cars at motorway services, we think they can be shared also with eHighway substations, and that will reduce costs further as well. So there are a number of things that can be combined into the eHighway system, and that seems to be another attractive feature. Does that answer the question?
I think so. Another question that came on here was, well, there's two, but they're sort of merging the same thing. Who are we applying for funding from, and is there support from UK government? Because obviously there's clearly support from German government.
Well, I'm not going to answer this question. I'm hoping that Bob Moran is still on the line and he will answer it. I'm going to put you on the spot, Bob, if you're still there. Bob is from DFT. Is he still on the line?
I think Bob's gone, David.
Bob's gone.
I was just looking around for him. He doesn't.
That's a shame. That's a shame. Oh well. I'll give you a heads up. There is quite a lot of activity in DFT to try to get funding from the Treasury in the up and coming funding round for some large scale demonstrators for electrification of transport. And I believe that DFT is hoping that one of those, for low carbon transport, not for electrification transport, for low carbon transport. I believe that DFT is hoping to get one or other of those, of the projects which is going to be submitted to be a truck freight project. And I can't go any further than that. But it's large scale funding they're looking for something like £500 million from Treasury for the total package.
No worries. And the other one, Elizabeth de Jong, do you feel that David covered your question on different trials being truly additive rather than duplicative? If I've pronounced that right.
Yeah, so this really is in the context of rollout, isn't it? It's testing, UK specific rollout, and David's gone very well through all the different aspects that we'd need in order to be confident as a country that the private sector would want to deliver this, and also government would want to deliver this too. So I can see the comprehensiveness of this in terms of UK decision making.
Thanks, Elizabeth. That's very helpful. And I must say that if there are any other aspects that we need to cover that we haven't discussed today, or that would be particularly interesting to FTA or anybody else, we really would be delighted to hear and to include them in the planning of this trial. And I will certainly be going back to Professor Boltz's presentation and making sure we cover all of the important things that he raised there, and make sure we include all of those. But if you have anything at FTA, Elizabeth, we'd be very pleased to, if you're any of your members, we'd be very pleased to take those on board and incorporate that in our thinking for the trial.
Yeah, I think part of it's also about making sure many people know about it too, and then they can input into that way. So I will be looking at that.
Yeah, I was certainly going to add to that. Thanks, Elizabeth. Of obviously everyone on the call today, trusting that they've appreciated the presentations and the videos and the information. I think it's been certainly a wealth of information, probably a lot to take in, but making sure everyone starts supporting, and if they are in conversations with the government, to let them know about it. I know certainly there's been some round tables recently with DFT I've been involved with as well, where eHighway or different modes of decarbonising freight have come up, and certainly there is people out there which are starting to be more and more aware of a cantilever type solution.
Yeah, David, it's Ian Constance. I'm sorry, I had to step away for a couple of minutes, so if I'm repeating ground that's just been covered, I apologise. But who is in the centre of this bid, the one that you just presented? Are you the key contacts, or and which body is kind of driving it?
Well, that's a very good question, and thank you for that. At the moment, we've got just a small group which is assembling, doing the initial thinking. We're about to go out to a wider group of stakeholders to get them involved, and so that we'll be putting that together. So at the moment, yes, I am kind of at the centre of it with a small group from the Centre for Sustainable Road Freight and some other industry partners, one or two other industry partners. So if anyone's interested in this trial, please get in touch with us. We are very, very open to working with everybody that is in this sector and who can contribute to the trial. So the catapults clearly have an important part to play in the trial, and we would absolutely welcome working with them and partnering with the catapults in this trial, and Low Carbon Vehicle Partnership, and of course industry partners as well. We've got some industry partners in the Centre for Sustainable Road Freight. We've got Waitrose and UPS on the line, and Tesco and Sainsbury's as well, all part of the Centre for Sustainable Road Freight. And we expect them that they will be part of the trial, but we will of course welcome any other freight operators who would like to take part. And we hope in the training phase that we'll have the opportunity to really work with many companies, and when the thing is up and running, to train many companies in use of the system, so that they will not be scared of it. Will see that it makes sense for them. See, as I have, when you stand next to this thing and you see it happening, or drive in the truck, it's a no-brainer. It just works, and we'll hope that they'll see that during the trial phase as well. Does that answer the question, Ian?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Great.
Okay, is there any more questions? I don't think there's any more that have come up specifically that haven't been answered already on Zoom chat. So I will try and download them as well, to make sure that we've got a copy of them. I don't know if you try and do the same, David, make sure we both have them. And what we'll do is we'll make sure that they go out with the slides, or after the slides, once we've answered them.
Certainly. So all the slides will be available. I've been recording this. Most of it. Unfortunately, I missed a little bit of Julius's presentation at the start, and I missed my own presentation at the start because I forgot to switch on the video. So Julius, we might just re-record that bit, but there should be a video of this whole thing for anybody to come back to see, and we'll put that all on a website as well. So thank you all really very much for attending today. I hope that's been useful. I would very much like to thank all of my fellow presenters and Siemens. I know a lot of work was done in the lead up to this, making videos and interviewing the drivers and all that stuff, developing presentations. So thank you all very much for all your hard work and contributions. I hope it's been useful for everybody else. We're of course happy to answer any questions. Please feel free to email me after, and I can put you in touch with others as well. So if there's no other business, if nobody else has got any questions or...
Well, David,
yes,
Marcus speaking.
Yes.
I'd like to say something as well. I hope that if this whole Corona situation is over, the invitation to come to Germany and have a look is still valid. So, I mean, this was not the exchange appointment today. So you're still welcome, and whenever possible, you're heartily welcome to come to Germany and have a look and touch. And yeah.
Thank you, Marcus. That's a great invitation, and certainly we'll be pleased to take that up. There's lots of other people actually who wanted to be on the line today, and so there's many people who important stakeholders who would like to visit in due course. So thank you very much for that offer. Okay, well, if there's nothing else, thank you all very much for taking the time today. I hope it was worthwhile, and we look forward to talking to you about these things again in the near future. So thanks very much. All the best, everybody.